Hey, it's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? And here we're taking a look at the IMAX VR Experience Center, located right across the street from the famous Grove in Los Angeles. Now, this high traffic area is kind of the perfect place for an IMAX VR center, mainly because a lot of tourists, or really just anybody that is in the area, would be able to just pop in and experience virtual reality for themselves. Now, the VR Experience Center itself has been around for just a little while now. However, the actual center where all of the pods are going to be opened up to the public, and it's a lot like a virtual reality arcade. This arcade of sorts consists of a number of different pods, 12 by 12 pods, and there are going to be different centers and pilot centers that will be opened up in various locations across the world. And it is inside of this center that you can pick and choose different pods in order to experience different forms of VR content. The VR content is done via Vive headsets or Starbreeze Star VR headsets. However, it is going to move into other platforms of virtual reality in the future. The main ones that I was able to experience included the John Wick Chronicles piece of content that goes alongside the John Wick Chapter 2 movie that's out right now, and then a great mech warrior style game called Archangel. Now, I'll give you my reactions on those particular games. John Wick Chronicles was done on Star VR, which was a wonderful method of being John Wick, as I was actually given an assault rifle of sorts that was a light gun, rendered 1-to-1 in the game itself, and I just ran around on a rooftop and kept all of the goons from getting to me and obviously killing me. Now, as you can see from the experience here, the VR headset is tethered to a particular computer that is there, as most of these high-quality headsets are. However, the cables were strung up on a line above me so that it was able to follow me and I wasn't going to trip over them. All of the pods more or less have this kind of deal, unless you are going to certain pieces of content that require multiplayer aspects. Moving away from the outside-in spatial virtual reality, I went to Archangel, which was a sit-down experience, as this game is going to be available on Steam VR and also on PlayStation VR. Essentially, I sat down with the Vive controllers and I was able to look around the cockpit of a mech warrior style suit and fend off a number of enemies. As I mentioned before, Steam VR is one of the many sources that this content can come from, and the ability to be able to try out virtual reality without having to actually put down all of the money in order to buy a set is actually really nice, and it brings back the idea of an arcade style place so that you can bring your friends, which is something that IMAX really wants to see happen. It should be a more social situation where you might have a group of friends all come together, go to the VR Experience Center, and be able to enjoy gaming all together. However, the VR experience by IMAX is also going to tether in with cineplexes, as IMAX is hoping to put a number of these pods at multiplexes and, factored into the cost of an IMAX ticket, be able to experience a virtual reality complementary piece of content after the movie in one of the pods. So if you happen to be in the Los Angeles area, right across the street from the Grove, you'll be able to get into the VR Experience Center and pay anywhere from $10 to $15 for a specific piece of content. There will be a pricing tier at these centers that allows you to be inside of the center for an extended amount of time, depending on how much you end up paying. Overall, it was a wonderful experience, and as IMAX is trying their best to be platform agnostic, it allows them to get a lot of different content and put it together for the masses to try. And if IMAX is going to be where the arcade finds its next level in the virtual reality space, I think it's going to be a pretty great time no matter where you are, whether it be in a multiplex or in a center across a number of different locations across the world, the next of which is going to be right outside of Manchester, United Kingdom. So if you do happen to be around, check out the IMAX VR Center and then subscribe to VRSource for even more in the world of virtual reality.